Om. 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 Sahana bhavatu. Sahanam bhunaktu. Saha viryam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhetamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone. Just to recollect what we were discussing past few weeks, we are studying the Bhaja Govindam verses which Swami had picked for giving discourse on during the summer showers of 1973. Swami had picked up and explicitly recited about 16 verses, which are the ones which we have picked up for study initially, and we will look at the other verses after this 16 verses. The 16 verses which Swami picked up are not in the same order in which they're present in most publications which are available today. We have so far covered about 12 of them, and you would have, if you have been following, you would have seen the numbers assigned to each of them in the published works. But we will pick up the 13th verse which Swami had given discourse on today. We will look at the verse. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Iha samsare bahu dustare kripaya pare pahi murare. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Iha samsare bahu dustare kripaya pare pahi murare. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Iha samsare bahudustare kripaya pare pahi murare. Just to highlight the letters or sounds which you had to pay attention to while reading it. The first line, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, does not contain any aspirated consonants. So it should be fairly easy for you all to chant or read. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. In the second line, Punarapi Janani, there are no aspirated consonants. In the Jatare, this Jata, this Ta is the second letter in the Ta Varga. Second letter in the Ta class of consonants. So it has to be aspirated. So it should be pronounced as Ta. Okay, Jata Re. Okay. And the Shayanam, it is simple. There are no aspirated consonants. In the third line also, there are no aspirated consonants. Iha samsare bahu dustare. The last line also, there are no aspirated consonants. Kripaya pare pahi murare. Now we will look at the sandhis split. We'll split the sandhis and look at individual words. If you take the first word, punarapi, it is made up of two words, punaha and api. The visarga in the word punaha changes to ir when it joins api. So that ir plus a becomes ra. Punarapi. Punaha becomes punar and api becomes punarapi. Jananam is one word. Again, punarapi shows up. It's the same two words of punaha and api, making the punarapi word maranam. Maranam is it's a single word. In the second line, punarapi, again, punaha and api make it punarapi. The next word is janani jatare. It is what's called a samasa. It's a compound word. We look at it when we look at the meaning. Janani jatare. I've just put the dash just to highlight distinct words in that samasa or compound word. Shayana. Iha samsare. Those two words are single words. No sandhi changes. Bahudustare is also similar to janani jatare. It's a samasa. So I have put a dash just to show two distinct words within that compound word, but no changes due to sandhi. The last line, kripaya pare, the first word, kripaya pare in the last line, is composed of two words, kripaya and pare. So what has happened is the in the second word becomes silent. Okay. There are people who would just not even put this avagraha. That's also okay. Because ya plus a becomes ya only. But I think just for indication that it is a is present and there has been a avagraha placed. Okay. So krepeya pare. And pahi and murare are single words. There are no sandhi changes. Okay, so we will look at the word-to-word meaning. Punaha. Punaha means again. Okay, it's indeclinable. It means once again. That kind of meaning. Api. Api is a word which takes on different meanings depending on the context. In this case, I have assigned the meaning as well. Means once again type of thing. Punarapi means again and again. Is in English, I think that may be a better translation for the word punarapi, again and again. That means again repeats itself. Okay. Jananam. Jananam is birth. The act of being born is jananam. So again and again, birth. Punarapi jananam. Again and again, birth. Then again, the word punaha and api comes. I have not given the meanings as it's already given earlier. So again and again. So I can just put so it's again and again. So same meaning. Maranam, again and again. Maranam. Maranam is death. So birth again and again. Death is also again and again. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. The next line is punarapi janani jatare. Punarapi again and again. Okay, that's the meaning. Janani jatare. Janani is mother. Jatara is, you can say, the stomach also, but it refers to the womb of the mother. Jatare is a seventh noun form of the word jatara. Jatara is womb. Jatare means in the womb. Okay, seventh noun form of the word Jatara. Janani is mother's. So it's mother's womb. Okay, so that's the meaning so the womb of the mother. So again and again, in the womb of the mother, Shayanam. Shayanam means lying down, is the meaning. So we lie down in the womb of the mother again and again. So we'll go to the third line, which is Iha, is the first word. Iha means here. It also means in this world, because there is in Sanatana philosophy, we'll say Iha and Para. Iha means in this world, Para means in the other world. So Iha also refers to in this world. Okay. Samsare is the next word. Samsara means the rotation, that's what it means. Srija means anything which rotates. Samsara means again, in a completely rotates. That kind of meaning is samsara. But generally, it refers to the cycle of birth and death. So there are many other meanings given for samsara in common parlance also. Like in Tamil, they will say samsara means wife or married life. But samsara in the Sanatana philosophy refers to the cycle of birth and death and life itself. So samsare is the seventh noun form of the word samsara. Samsara is the simple noun. Samsare is the seventh noun form or saptami vibhakti, as it's called in Sanskrit grammar. It means in the cycle of birth. Okay, in this world, in this cycle of birth, also here samsare, you can take the meaning as in this cycle of birth. Bahudustare. So bahudustare is an adjective of the samsare word. What type of samsara it is bahudustare. Bahu means it is excessive. Or it can also means a lot. Bahu means lot. Dustare, again, it's the seventh vibhakti of the word dustara. Okay, dustara is a simple noun. Dustare is the seventh noun form. The adjective also takes the same noun form of the word which it describes. So dustare it means difficult to cross. I don't know, many of you may remember in the first bhajan which Swami sang Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam Dustara Bhavasagar Taranam. So Dustara, it's also Dustara. It's a similar usage. Tara is to cross. Dus means difficult. So Dustara means difficult to cross. Bahudustara means very, very difficult to cross or escape from. That's the meaning of the word Dustare. So in this cycle of birth and death, which is very difficult to cross or overcome. Okay. Kripaya is the next word. Kripaya means with compassion. Kripa means compassion. Kripaya is third noun form of the word kripa. Third noun forms or third vibhakti, tritiya vibhakti in Sanskrit, can be understood as by compassion, with compassion, through compassion type of meaning. In Tamil, they will say all, with compassion. So kripaya, with compassion. Apara. Okay. Apara means that which does not have any limits. Apara. Apare is a noun form of the word apara. Okay. So with compassion, which is limitless, kripaya apare, pahi is the next word. Pahi means protect. Pahi comes from, it's a request to the Lord. Pahi, please protect. Okay, you're asking the Lord to do, it's a prayer, asking for some action from the Lord. Pahi, please protect. Murare. Murari is the simple noun form. Murare means you are addressing the Lord. Oh Lord. Okay. So the same way, in this case, Murare, you are addressing him. That's the adjective is Kripaya Apare. What type of Lord he is? He is a limitless, boundless, compassionate one. Okay. So we are addressing to the Lord Murari. Murari is generally a name given to Lord Vishnu or Krishna or Lord in generally. Mura is a demon. Ari, Murari in the word Murari, Ari is enemy or the foe of Mura. So it's believed that Vishnu killed the Asura Mura, and because of that he is called Murari, the enemy of Murari. But the Mura generally means certain tendency, ignorance in us, or it refers to obstinacy in us. So the Lord has killed this Murari. It's also believed Mura was the lieutenant of Narakasura, so Vishnu slayed him. So Murari is a general term addressed to the Lord who will remove our ignorance, remove all that is negative in us. So we're asking the Lord to be the Murari. Okay, so Murari is the one who can save us, protect us by killing the ignorance in us. So he is the one who is capable of saving us from this samsara in which we are caught. Because it's very difficult to escape from it. Bahudustare. Okay. Bahudustare means very difficult to escape from. Because in the samsara, we are again and again born. We are caught in a whirlpool of existence from which it's very difficult to extricate ourselves. So this prayer to the Lord, oh Lord, please have compassion on us. With your compassion, please save us, protect us. That's the prayer. We will look at the discourse which Swami gave. It's a long one. It's the 19th discourse from Samashavas 1973. What we have is a detailed transcription of Swami's entire discourse. You may not find it in the Samashavas printed edition, which is a summary of what we are going to go through. So we will get into the discourse. Divyatma Swarupas. Whatever is born into this world and takes some shape is sure to die and pass away. But before one dies, between birth and death, there's an intermediate period. The changes that come about in that period, the growth and the life, are something which are inevitable. These changes in life occur for all living things. Every human being must consider and make an inquiry in what manner is one spending the time between one's birth and death. Are we making suitable use of the time and thus getting the fulfillment of the purpose of our life? For one who makes a deep inquiry into the truth of all this, truly there will be some kind of awareness. The one who makes a deep inquiry in this manner and develops a detachment will undoubtedly also find some kind of disinterest for all the pleasures that come in one's life. He will think that by doing bad things and behaving in a blind manner, by playing in this world, he is spending this life. As soon as whatever prarabdha, the accumulated karma from your past birth, brought with you in this life is over, you will give up this pretentious life. You will die and take the good and bad actions performed in this life with you. When we see birth following death and death following birth, we ask ourselves, what is the meaning of all this? Does the meaning simply consist in being born, followed by death, followed by birth, and so on? When an inquiry of that kind is made, man finds that birth follows death and death follows birth. We ask ourselves, why? Do we die to be born again? Do we get birth to die again and repeat this again and again? This answer is not the right one. If we ask any individual, why are you taking medicine? The reply they usually give will be, in order that I may be cured of the disease which I have. But this is not the correct answer. The correct answer should be that he is taking the medicine so that in future he does not have to take the medicine once again. Similarly, if we ask a question, why have you taken this birth? The correct answer would be, so that I may not repeat and take the same birth. However, to be born so that you die, to die so that you may be born again, and thus get caught in this wheel of times, is not the purpose of life. We should regard our life as purposeful in order to understand the truth that lies behind all this. Without having a body, one cannot do anything in this world. The body has got a gross shape. But this gross shape of this body has to be understood only as a means. Adapting this means we should fulfill the main purpose for which we have come into this world. This body is as much responsible for our bondage as it is for our liberation. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. They say that man's mind is responsible for his bondage as well as for his liberation. No, not only that, the body is also responsible for our bondage and liberation. Without the body, one cannot recognize the nature of one's mind. The life, prana, mind, manas, and intelligence, buddhi, chittam, and all these things are evident to this world only by accompanying the body. Therefore, we must use this sacred body for the useful purpose of looking at truth, of finding out what truth is. This life, which has come to us as a compulsory thing, should be regarded as God's gift, and we must make use of this body for this purpose. Man is a sacred animal. Jantunam nara janma durlabham. Of all the animals, which includes man, to be born as a man is something which is an extraordinary gift. Therefore, man must use this life of his in a purposeful manner. The disciples of Shankara, in order to bring out the significance of man's birth, have pointed out that man is born again and again. He dies again and again. And while he goes through this process of being born and dying, he lies in a miserable state in the womb of the mother. It is not describable the pain through which he goes when he gets life into himself, and the dormant condition in which he lies in the womb of the mother. These things are really indescribable suffering. When once you come out of such suffering into the world, and when you look with your eyes at the world, you must realize that you must make your life a sacred one and live a purposeful life. Every man comes into this world with a specific ideal to demonstrate on his side. This individual comes into the world, which in itself is a very big machine, a big workshop. Each person is a screw or a bolt or a nut, and all these people make up together this big machine of the world. In our concept, we may think that our life is wasted because it is compared to a small pin in this big machine. But the entire usefulness of the machine will lie in the usefulness of that small pin. There's a small example for this. There's a huge train which travels at great speed. Even if lakhs of people with a view to stop the train go and catch hold of the train, they will be harmed. But the train will not stop. But if the driver who is in the engine room puts on a small pin, which is the brake for the train, then the train comes to a stop. This train, which is traveling with such a great speed, which could not be stopped by lakhs of people making an attempt, that it could be stopped by putting a brake in the form of a small pin, shows the importance of the small pin. In the same manner, man uses his mind, his ideas, and his intelligence. When one faces sorrow, trouble, and untruth that is going on in this world, although one can be compared to a small pin, one has the capacity to counter sorrow and untruth in this world. Therefore, he must regard himself, even as a small pin, to be a good, useful person in terms of the prosperity of the world. We should not at any time be afraid that life will fly away from this body. This is a natural thing. This body is a material body, and that life will fly away sometime or other is an obvious and natural thing. Really, if we think deeply, it should not be a surprise that life will fly away from this body. What should cause surprise is that life stays in the body for that time. A small example for this. Let us take a cycle tire or a car tire. If in that tire a small pin is pierced, all the air that is in the tire will go out. Under such conditions, we should really wonder how the air of life stay without leaking out from this body, which has 9 punctures all over. We should therefore be grateful for life having remained in this body for such a long time, and in return, show our gratitude by using the body for sacred purposes only. In this body, the process of breathing should be remembered as something which reminds us of the Hamsa Gayatri, and we should remember that it has special significance. Everything is made up of God's strength. God is present everywhere. In this context, we should realize that our body is only a means for recognizing this truth. We should not attach any more importance to the body than to accept it as a means by which we can recognize the omnipresence of God and the strength of God. We should use it for the purpose of accepting the divinity and the presence of Atma everywhere. A few minutes ago, Sri Page told that the whole world is such that it is not with your eyes that you are seeing the world, that it is with God's eyes. God is seeing through you everything that is contained in this world. Therefore, you are only a means and God is present and seeing everything in this world. Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat. You are imagining that you are seeing everything with your eyes. Sairam Auntie, can I guess?
Before Sairam, before you proceed, the previous page we had Hamsa Gayatri. What is that?
Okay, Hamsa Gayatri, okay. So, Hamsa Gayatri, there is a Gayatri called Hamsa Hamsa Vidmahi Paramhamsa Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodaya. That is the general Gayatri mantra of Hamsa Gayatri mantra. But what Swami says is, in our breath, when the breath goes inside, it goes with the sound so. So, and when it comes out, it comes as hum. So, soham means he is I. So stands for saha and aham stands for I. So this is a Gayatri which all of us are chanting with our breath. With each breath, which is so, and we say hum when we go out. So Swami said that so hum, which we are continuously chanting, of which we are not even aware, is the Hamsa Gayatri. And this is the Gayatri. This is the Hamsa also means swan. And Swami says, on this swan travels Saraswati. So this is a Gayatri which all of us are chanting without our knowledge. So that's what Swami is telling. In this body, the process of breathing should be remembered as something which reminds us of this Hamsa Gayatri. And we should remember that it has a special significance. So we should, whenever possible, we should remember that when we breathe, we are actually chanting the Hamsa Gayatri, which is so hum, and which basically will remind us that He is I. The Lord is I. So this is the explanation for Hamsa Gayatri. I hope that's okay.
Thank you very much. It's a normal breathing, but we are unaware of the fact that we are doing this. Okay, yes. We are chanting this, but the chanting is going on as we breathe.
Yes, Auntie. So why Swami is saying this is, we are alive only because God enters us as breath. So is Saha, He is entering us as breath.
Okay.
And because of that, we are alive as Aham. So that is the God who come and entered us and who is continuously entering it all the time. And when He stops entering or when He leaves, we will not be alive. That is when we stop breathing, when the Lord has not entered. So that's why Swami is saying that can leave any time.
Yes.
The Lord can decide any time, I am not going to come in. And when that happens...
Yeah, even the previous one, we have 9 holes, but the air is there inside. It's not escaping. But when the testing time comes, it just goes. That's it. Okay, nice one. Thank you very much, Ranu.
Thank you, Sairam. So, I think we are here. Aditya Varnam, Tamasah Parastat. Swami has maybe not explained the meaning. Aditya Varnam, Tamasah Parastat. Tamasa means darkness. Parastat means beyond that. Beyond Tamas is Aditya Varnam. Aditya is sun. Sun's light. Varnam is the color of sun, is beyond the Tamas. So when we cross Tamas or darkness, we will see sun's light. And I think if whoever has studied Gita Vahini, I think Swami was talking about it as one of the attributes of the Lord. I think in chapter 22 or so. Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parasta. We'll continue. You are imagining that you are seeing everything with your eyes. No, you are seeing everything with God's eyes. This world is full of God. Everywhere, God is present. Under those conditions, to grieve for this body, which is temporary, which is untrue, which is going to perish, is not man's quality at all. That should not be man's quality. When describing this situation, a poet with great emotion asked the following questions. You cry when you are born. You cry when you die. You cry for everything in between your birth and death. Have you ever cried for dharma declining? For the sake of truth? Have you ever cried that you should have the vision of true quality of the Atma? You have not done that. This is how the poet, in great emotion, asks you certain questions. So we are only one little bit in this world, which is presided over, which is ruled by God. We should recognize that we are only a part of this entire universe, and recognize that we should conduct ourselves in a manner that befits our being one in the rule of God. There's no point in controlling only your body. One should try and control all one's organs. Then only the desired result will come. If you take a stick and beat simply on the outside, will the snake inside the abode die? If you punish in and out, if you punish in an outward manner, will the result be got? Will your thirst be quenched if you simply look at water? If you just utter mantras and words, will you have the knowledge of the divine? Firstly, find out who you are. Till you understand who you are, it doesn't matter how much sadhana you do, how much good things you do. You will not understand the nature of Atma. So by going to elders, by meeting experienced people, by listening to their sayings, by understanding their teachings, and by putting them into practice, and thereafter, by your own efforts, doing these good things, you can understand the true situation. However, by your good luck, instead of you are having to go to such experienced people and elders, the experienced people and elders are coming to you during this month. Daily in their teachings and in their sacred sayings, they're telling you what is good. If out of that, even some small portion can be put by you into practice, and if you understand the significance of those things, in future you will become valuable for our country. There's a small story for this. A king used to ask 3 questions of all people who come to him. The first question was, who is the best among persons? The second was, what is the best time? And the third, what is the best of all actions? The king was very anxious to know the answers to these questions. The king was never satisfied with the answers that he got from various people. One day he went to the forest for pleasure. He was moving about the hills, lakes, and trees, and after having looked at them, he felt a little tired. Then he found at some distance a white ashram and wanted to take some rest there. By the time the king reached the ashram, a sadhu was watering some flower plants. The sadhu found that the king had come there rather tired. At once he stopped watering the plants, ran up to the king, and gave him some sweet fruits and cool water. At that time, another individual was brought by other sadhus to the same ashram, and that individual was wounded all over the body. As soon as he saw this individual being brought into the ashram, he took some cool, clean water and washed all the wounds. And he took the herbs of various trees with which he could cure those wounds. He gave him the herbs and he sat by his side and he was telling him some good things by which he could give some give him some rest and peace of mind. By listening to the soft words of the sadhu, this wounded person forgot all his pain and slept. The king came to the sadhu with a view to tell him that it is now time for him to go back to his place, and he just wanted to express his gratitude to the sadhu. The sadhu blessed the king and said, "Yes, now you can go back." But the king was still troubled by his three questions and thought that if I put the three questions to the sadhu, maybe I will get the correct answer. He asked the three questions. The sadhu replied, "In what you have seen till now, in what has gone on till now, the answers to the three questions were contained." The king did not understand. Therefore, the king asked the sadhu, "I do not seem to be sufficiently sharp to get the answers. I request you to explain and give me the correct answers to the three questions." The sadhu said, "When you came to the ashram, I was watering the plants, and that was my duty. But as soon as you came to the ashram as a guest, my duty was to receive you, so I stopped watering the plants. I came to you. I gave you clean water and good sweet fruits. While relieving you of your pain and tiresomeness, there came another individual who had some great troubles. Therefore, I gave up the duty of serving you and I went to that individual who was having some trouble. Whoever comes seeking serving you is the best of individuals. At that time, whatever satisfaction you can give him by serving him will be your duty, and this will be the best of work that you can do. The present time, right now, when you can do something useful, is the best of times. You do not see the future as your eyes cannot perceive what the future is going to be. Therefore, you should not care for the future. Past has gone and you can do nothing about it. Therefore, you should not regard past as the best of times. Of all the three, the present time which you can use well, fulfilling your duty in serving the person who comes to you and whoever comes to you seeking your service, these are the three best things and these are the three answers to your questions. At this young age of yours, you should recognize the present time as the most important time. You must fulfill your duty, which is the best of work you can do. What is that duty? Your duty is to respect your mother and father. Your duty is not to take a bad path. Your duty is also to do whatever work you have undertaken, to do it in the best possible manner. You have to understand, therefore, that the present time is the best of times. Your duty is the best of duty to your mother and father. Your best of work is to do the work you have undertaken in the best possible manner. Therefore, in doing such good work, you will not only do the best things, but you will also serve your country in the best possible manner. Therefore, these three things, discipline, devotion, and duty, at this right age of yours, you must take care and strengthen these things. So we ask ourselves, the question, what is the best of time? The best of time is the present time. The age in which you now are, is the best of time. Therefore, you must do sacred things in this age. You should not do bad things in this age of yours. If you do bad things, your future life will become an utter confusion. You're not likely to realize it. In fact, in future, if your life is not properly guided, this present life will not come back to you again. So you must attach importance to good qualities. Your mind, your intelligence, your body, and all your strength must be used for this purpose and for bringing glory to your country. This body is a sacred body. It has come to you for fulfilling a sacred purpose. Therefore, you should not neglect it. You should not think, oh, this is born. It's anyhow going to die. Therefore, let me not care for it. This is not right. You must protect it. How far should you protect it? You should protect it until you are able to reach the destination that is destined for you with the help of this body. You should not waste your life in any other manner. Whether anyone does good or bad, it does not matter. The body of all persons has to perish. Every body of every person is temporary and it is bound to perish. It is not a permanent body. Therefore, it is much better you live as a swan. What is the point in living like a crow? It is good to live the glorious life of a swan even for 5 minutes. What is the use of living a wasteful life like a crow even for 50 years? Prahlada had said that use your hands all the time to do sacred tasks. Similarly, you must use your mouth for uttering the name of the Lord, Hari. And if you cannot show kindness and truth, what's the use of being born? Such a birth is simply to ruin the mother's health. To have been in the mother's womb and to have given her so much trouble and to be born, you must do things in such a way that you will satisfy her. You must show gratitude. We have 4 kinds of deaths in this world. Death to your mother, death to your father, death to the rishis, death to the God Almighty. So far as the mother is concerned, she has given you blood. She has given you strength. She has been responsible for your birth. You must return this debt by showing respect for your mother. Your father, he helps you, he gives you money, he protects you, he puts you through various educational processes. You must show your gratitude to the father. The rishis, they have given you the birth of a man. They have given you human qualities. You should show your gratitude. Lastly, God, he has made all these things possible. You must show your gratitude to him. In our country, there is what is called sacrifice of an animal. This was referred to as Bhuta Bali, a sacrifice of a Bhuta or a life. In ordinary parlance, Bali conveys to us the meaning that we kill or sacrifice the animal. No, Bali means it's a tax. Man pays various kinds of taxes. Tax is something for the world. For the world, Bali. Tax is the meaning of the, Tax is the meaning of the word Bali. Man pays tax for electric current, for water, for using the roads. Why? We ask ourselves the question. We pay tax for the electric current because the current that is available at some distant place is brought to us and given to us for use in our houses. Similarly, water that is available in some distant tank is brought to us and given to us for use in our houses. So we pay tax. We use the roads So we pay tax. Therefore, Bhuta Bali means God has given us this sacred birth. Gods have given us the possibilities to understand the nature of the divine Atma, to have bliss, and so on. So we have to pay by way of sadhana, by way of devotion, our tax to gods in return for the good they have done to us. Man wants peace, man wants happiness, man wants bliss. Man wants these various things for himself. How is he going to get it? You will have to pay tax by way of meditation if you want to get peace. You will have to pay tax by way of prayers if you want to have bliss. You have to do various types of sadhana in order to get these good things for yourself. If you want to get them from the Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, if you want to realize what Brahmananda is, you have to do various kinds of meditation, dhyana, prayer, satsanga, and so on. This is the tax you have to pay for the good things that can be brought to you from distance and given to you. So in order to get what you desire, what you want, you have to in return pay something. Since we have got this particular birth, we have to give to God by way of surrendering, a healthy surrender, and realize the sacredness and bliss from Him in return. Today we talk of bhakti or devotion. We simply go on uttering the word bhakti without even understanding what really the word bhakti signifies. What is true devotion? True devotion does not matter whether you are in trouble, does not matter whether you are happy and free from troubles. To recognize that whether it is trouble or good, whatever comes to you, it is only by grace of God. It is for your own good. This realization of oneness, whether it is trouble or happiness, that is true devotion. I will just repeat it once. To recognize that whether it is trouble or good, whatever comes to you, it is only by grace of God. And it is for your own good. This realization of oneness, whether it is trouble or happiness, this is true devotion. Whatever we may do, the result will simply depend upon your own karma or action. In an office, if you work full time, you will get full pay. If you work only half time, you get half pay. On the contrary, today in the matter of devotion, what we show is only part-time devotion. And we want full results and full pay in return for our part-time devotion. How can we get it? If you give only part of your mind, show only part devotion, and ask for full return, full grace of God, it is like asking for full pay. How can you get it? On the other hand, if you surrender with the fullness of your heart, if you recognize that every movement on your part, everything that you do is by God's grace, then surely the full return, full grace will be given to you by God. You try and see it, and you will get it. So this is the discourse which Swami gave, the 19th discourse during the summer course 1973, in which Swami has explained how are we to understand this verse from the Bhaja Govindam, that we are born and we die again and again, and the cycle repeats forever, and we are caught in this cycle, this whirlpool, from which it's very, very difficult to cross. So we have to reach out to the Lord to protect us. And Swami, the Lord has come down to tell us how we can escape. And this entire discourse is his instruction, because we must have prayed someday in some life, or even in this life, that he has come down and shown us what and how we should do, and how his grace we can attain. So he says, God's grace will come to us when we have full-time devotion. Then we are willing to pay for whatever we are asking for. So that's very nicely put, because many times we may go to the center for bhajans, we may go to temple and things like that. We don't even stop to ask whether we are paying anything, in terms of our own dedication, time, and resources, so that we can get back whatever we are asking in terms of God's grace. And Swami has also said, whether good or bad which happens to you, take it as one. It's for your own good. It is grace of God. It is our own karma which is coming back. So if we do not find peace or joy during satsang, when we visit the Lord, the problem lies with us and not with the Lord. Problem lies with us not giving our full, surrendering. That is the only reason why we come away disappointed from where the Lord is. So I'll stop here with that. If there's any question, Sairam Auntie Kanagis.
Sairam, Swami says like you owe debt to your father, mother, rishis, and God.
Yes.
Okay, but rishis is not relevant to present day. So how does it work here in present times? What does it mean? Like,
for example, Auntie, I will just give the current example. Adi Shankara has written Bhaja Govindam, and we are studying it today. So that is a gift by Adi Shankara which has come to us, and we owe him great debt. If we are telling any great values which has even our parents have taught us, it's all from great personages who have put down on paper or passed down as by way of knowledge what they have discovered, and that has come to us as knowledge. So Swami would say, how do you repay to those rishis? It's a debt we repay. So the debt we repay is twofold. We study what they have taught, and we put it into our own life, practice it, and share with others the joy which comes out of it. That is the debt we repay to the rishis. So dedicating time for all that. So if you go back to, I will just go back. So the thing is, though rishis are not living maybe with us today, but what the rishis have unleashed, what they have taught, is something which keeps us going even today. So the debt we repay is to respect them, teach with reverence, study with reference what they have taught, and repay that debt which we owe them, because the knowledge which we have has all come from them. And it's just like, our parents may not be with us. They are maybe dead and gone. So how do we repay is a question we ask. So that's why they do something called Pitru Karyam, so there is Shraddha, which is done, remembering them with gratitude, in their name, doing good things, even though they are not with us today. Remembering them with gratitude and living a life which they will be proud of is a way we can repay that debt to them also.
I get it, because like we practice these teachings. That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, it is the way. And one more thing is out of this. Today is the 150th class according to my notes.
Okay, Auntie.
I don't know whether my notes are right, but I have the notes, and 150th class. I don't know. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that. Okay, for your time and dedication. Okay.
So I think it's 3 years. So I think 3 times 50.
Yeah, after every class, I put the number of the class. So it's 150th today.
Sairam, thank you.
Sairam.
Brother Malayasan?
Sairam, I have a small doubt in the way chanting or whatever. The last line. So it should be Kripaya upare or kripaya apare?
No, kripaya pare.
Okay.
Kripaya pare.
Kripaya apare.
There's no u, brother. Kripaya pare.
Oh, okay. 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 That's all I just wanted to clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Saira. Yes, I think Uncle Gopalan or Auntie Kamala.
Hi, Ram. Thank you so much. When you're talking about death to rishis, the thought came when you go to the temples, you have 9 margal in Shiva temples, 63 9 margals. So when we look at them, we pay gratitude to them for what they have done. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. This the word gratitude in English generally means, we say thank you to the, people. Somebody does something, we'll say thank you, and we think we have expressed our gratitude. But that is only by word. In Sanskrit, the word for gratitude is called kritagnya. Kritagnya. That means knowing what was done. So generally, knowing what was done, or kritagnya, means we do the same thing. If, for example, if somebody has done something good to us, just saying them thanks is only the word. But what it means is we realize the value of what they have done, and then we practice that action in our life. So kritagnya is nothing but doing what others have done to us. So if, for example, in the case of 9 months, if you read the story and say, oh, it's very nice, they are devotees, we are really grateful to them only when we live a life just like the way they led their life. This is, I think, Swami in other contexts, Swami has mentioned. So that's the meaning of kritagnya. That means doing what others have done to us with remembering them with gratitude is the real kritagnya shown by deed by all of us. So the gratitude has to be thought, word, and deed. So I thought I would just mention that. I would stop here. Yes, Sister Aruna, you have something.
Sairam, brother. One of the place Swami saying you're supposed to take care of your body until you reach your destination, right? And the next one, he's saying, what is the point of living? Right? The swan is living for 5 years, and so
don't live like a crow, live like a swan.
There.
Pardon?
Something didn't go together, so I thought to find what is that Swami is trying to tell. See, he asking to take care of it and live long and to reach the destination. Then the other side he's saying, what's the point of it?
So yes, so I think the way I understand, sister, is if you're living like a swan, which is for a higher purpose. So swan is, there are many things when Swami uses the word swan. People say, is crow a bad creation? Is a swan a better one? Okay. When Swami mentions swan, it's not the external form of a swan. He is telling what the swan does. The word swan, Swami has already covered the word Hamsa Gayatri. Hamsa means swan. Hamsa means that who recognizes God and Ayya one is Hamsa. Swan is also credited with the quality of being able to differentiate what is milk and what is, if you give it milk and water, it can separate milk from water.
Oh, okay, I got
so
it.
living with discrimination is, and going towards the Lord, recognizing that you are divine, that is swan.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
So that doesn't mean you take birth as a swan and live. Okay, not the body of a swan. The body is perishing, but the body symbolizes something which is higher. Swami said, don't live like a crow. The crow does not have the discrimination. It doesn't know what is sweet, what is bitter. It is always crowing. It is also living. It's a living life. It is eating and it will call everyone. So it's doing a lot of good things. Crow has lots of good qualities. Before, when it finds food, it will call everyone, come, and it will have a feast with everyone. Those are good qualities, but they are not going to take you to the higher self. The crow will only call its own crows. It will not call other animals. If any other bird comes, it will chase them away. Okay, but Hamsa is not like that. So there are many things which are, see, when Swami uses a word, it's simple. He has already explained before what he said. So the crow will eat anything and everything. The swan will not eat anything and everything. So that's why Swami in one place says, even if you do good things, even if you do good sadhana, even if you do everything, it's all useless. So Swami is saying, don't live a life like that. Don't live a life like that. Live a life like swan. If you're going to live like a swan, then look after your body.
Okay. Okay.
Don't protect your body to live like a crow. It is wasted because you are in the cycle of birth and death again and again. What's the point? You're not only causing trouble for yourself, you're causing trouble for others, including your mother, through whom you're going to take birth next time. So that's the Swami's word.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yes, Sister Maha.
I wanted to ask you this one again. In here, it's saying that 4 deaths. One is for the father and the mother, and the rishis, they have given you birth. What does that mean?
This is where you are going to.
It's number 23, I guess.
Okay, 23. Yeah. See, the rishis, they have given you the birth of a man. They have given you human qualities. You should show your gratitude. So you're asking, how did the rishis give birth to us? That's a question.
Yeah.
There is Swami will say, a man is not man just because he has the form of a human being. If the form of the human being is only an animal form, the real man is the manifestation of human qualities, divine qualities. So without the help of rishis, who have themselves refined themselves through sadhana, we will not know what is a good quality. For example, if we are just like animals, we are born. Swami will say most of the people are born, they are looking for food, they want to sleep, and they want to enjoy pleasures of life. They want to procreate, bring out children, and then they die. They look after their family and then they die. Swami will say, then there's no difference between an animal and a human being. Okay, a human being is one who is trying to strive to become divine or find human qualities in them, like compassion, love, that kind of, and devotion. Swami will say that is the birth of a human being. Until one cultivates these qualities, one is not a human being. Even though we have the form of what we call human being, we are not human beings. So Swami gives all credit for us to be able to be human beings to the rishis.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
So it's 9:11.
Brother, one more quick question, brother. In the same page, Swami's talked about the sacrifice of animal, and he didn't come, didn't say why it shouldn't be done, kind of.
So the thing is, Bhuta Bali.
Yes.
So what Swami, so just after this Swami is saying, so you can understand, we are the animal.
Oh, okay. We have to sacrifice. Okay.
So we have to sacrifice the animal qualities in us.
Not the animal.
and cultivate the human qualities. That is how we have become a human being.
Yes.
But unfortunately, people think animal sacrifice means they will catch some other animal and kill. That will only help that animal, not us.
No.
So there's also a belief that if we kill an animal Actually, we are giving it promotion as a human being.
And they are getting the bad karma within that.
The person who is killing the animal will get bad karma. They will remain an animal. But what Swami says is, remember, Bali, again, that's why Swami is telling, what is the word Bali is also not right. How do you sacrifice? Swami says, Bali means tax, not killing. So you pay the tax. So you pay your animal qualities as tax to God and get divine qualities. So if you are not giving up your negative qualities, you are not paying the tax. We giving up the negative qualities, animal qualities, is the tax we pay to God. So he can give us something. So Swami says, I can't give you anything because you are not paid me. That means you have not given up the negative animal qualities in you. So how can I pay? I can't. So that's, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you.
Yes. So it's 9:30, and so we'll close today, and we'll meet next week again with another verse of Swami's. I think 3 more verses left of what Swami taught, and I will pick up the other verses and cover them in brief, most probably, with some excerpts from Swami's talk discourses. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.